Right, can I actually hear myself for once? Can I actually get this right? And yes, I think I can. And I am. Oh, I can get it working. Right, I've got it right, and I'm finally back. It's been a while, I can't lie. I've had this whole room pretty much decorated. I've missed so much content when it comes to Arsenal. But you know what? We're back, and you have to bear with me. So I'm gonna be looking this way for now. I can maybe move it a bit further like that. However, the most important thing is that we are back, and I'll tell you what, I have missed a lot of football, but there have been some breaking news today. We're going to get into. Um, First things first. If you're new around here, like, subscribe, share the content around, do whatever you got to do to help this channel grow. I've got this company new chair as well, which is doing wonders for my back. Obviously, sitting down for hours isn't actually that good for you, but having a little ergonomic chair like this is all right. But yeah, we're going to get into some Arsenal news because there has been loads of news that I've missed. I missed coverage of the Newcastle game. I didn't watch that game at all. I was obviously following the goal notifications. I saw Gabriel scored the winner, which was lovely. But I did hear a mixed bag when it comes to that game. And I did watch the Olympiacos game. We did play really well in spells in that game, but overall it was kind of average from what I can remember. And I completely missed the game against West Ham as well. So literally, the past few weeks, I've been relying on Match of the Day and sort of other YouTubers in regarding what's been going on with Arsenal recently, pretty much. And I'll come back, and we are top of the league, which is nice to see. Obviously, Liverpool have been on an absolute fucking demise since I've last uploaded on this channel. Which, to be fair, it was coming because they couldn't keep getting away with performances like they were. However, 3 losses in a row. I think it was what Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, and then there's one other team I can't quite remember. Chelsea. That's it. They lost the last minute to Chelsea. And yeah, I don't think they got their fixtures coming up aren't exactly the most uh, the most kind either, which is going to be very interesting. Obviously, Arsenal are top now. Can we maintain that position? Who knows? We've been here 3 times in the last 4 years, in the last 4 seasons. Can we get over the line? Let's be honest, with this manager, no. However, we can only hope because this guy is going nowhere this season unless it gets very, very bad. But yeah, there is some news as well. Some very, some very unfortunate news. Fucking, if I can get my phone on silent. But yeah, there is some very unfortunate news regarding Martin Odegaard, and he is out injured until the end of November. He did come off in the game against who did he play? West Ham. And I did see that we did play an Odegaard. I say Ozil for a second. Odegaard, Eze, and Rice. Was it Rice? Yeah, it was Rice. In the midfield. Obviously, Zubimendi came on when Odegaard came off injured, but that is the third home game in a row where Odegaard's come off, and I think the last couple of times before that, it was for his shoulder injury, for an injury on his shoulder. However, apparently he's done his MCL, which is not a good injury at all. I've not had the injury personally, but people that I've spoken to who have had injuries like that, that's not a good one at all. And look, I don't rate him as much as some people do, but to have the injury problems he's had this season is unfortunate, and in a weird way, hopefully this will encourage Arteta to actually play Eze in the 10 now. Maybe this injury is probably a blessing in disguise to Eberechi Eze because, yeah, we saw them both starting in the midfield against West Ham. But will we do that in a big game? Will he do that against Atletico Madrid? Will he do that against Tottenham, against Chelsea? Who else have we not played yet? There's one more team we haven't played yet. I can't remember. But and even in our Champions League games, because even against Bilbao, this guy played Marino, Rice, and Zubimendi in the same midfield, which we've seen on countless occasions. Doesn't work. But look, hopefully Odegaard will be all right. Hopefully he'll come back fit for after the November international break, because that is when he is due to come back, hopefully. And that was reported as well by, I think it was by Ben Jacobs. I can't quite remember who it was reported by, but yeah. But it is international break. I've watched no football at all in the past 3 weeks. I saw a bit of I saw a few games. I saw a little bit of the Chelsea-Liverpool game. I've watched Brentford against Manchester United. That was an absolutely questionable game. But and even I saw the interview as well with Jim Ratcliffe, and he's saying that he needs to give Amorim 3 years. Well, he's already had one, pretty much. That was last season, where they finished 15th and then threw away the Europa League. So as it stands, he is getting. My retainers are pissing me off. He's getting another 2 years from Amorim, and is that good? Yes, because he stays in the job. And the longer he does that, Manchester United are in a whole spot of bother. But yeah, to be fair, when they lose, it's not really a surprise, really, because that's who they built themselves. That's the image they built themselves for. And let's be real, unless Amorim gets sacked, which he won't, so I don't think he will get sacked anyway, because I don't think he's as close to the sack as people think. But yeah, unlucky. Yeah, Man United are in proper problems. And what else has happened since I've not been here? I think Saliba's got his new deal as well. Saka's reported to have signed a new deal, or in new talks to sign a new deal. So yeah, Saka and Saliba both getting new contracts, which is definitely a good thing. I think Saka's going to be on about 300 grand a week, which is, I think he will be our highest paid player. There have been reports that Jesus will potentially go in January. There were reports circulating around Yildiz from Juventus about him potentially coming to Arsenal as left wing, strength in depth. And there were reports this morning as well that Manchester United will come in for him. Do I think he'll come to Arsenal? I'll be honest, I don't know. That all depends on who you sell, because I have seen conflicting reports about PSR issues. Do we have to sell to buy? We did spend quite a bit of money. And to be honest, we never actually recuperated quite a lot of it either. So we potentially do have to sell players. And to be fair, who do we sell? Because I would take Yildiz in a heartbeat. That guy is a quality player, but you've got to look at it as well. We bought Madueke for big money. 52 mil, I think it was, that, and that is big money for a winger who, yes, he's had his injury spell, and that is quite unfortunate. But to be brought in as either cover for Bukayo Saka or starting left wing there, I thought he'd be starting on the left, because there is no way you spend £52 million on cover. And to be fair, when he came in, he done all right. However, yeah, 52 mil for a backup is not ideal. And you think about the amount of money we wasted when Edu was the sporting director, and we've never actually sold big. And to be fair, there is no one in our squad who we can sell big apart from Saliba, and he's tied down his new deal now. And even David Raya got a new contract as well. And yeah, there isn't many players that I think are big assets to sell that Mikel Arteta will get rid of. And if you do, you look into the likes of Martinelli. Will we get big money in for him? And to be fair, any money we get for him is a profit. Trossard's in his 30s now. We won't get any money for him. Kai Havertz, if he was going to get rid of him, is on big money. And to be fair, I saw a thing as well that because Havertz was out injured, Arteta would still have gone to start Havertz as his number 9, and those were coming out a lot. Those reports were coming out a lot, to be fair. And listen, yeah, money motivated boss. I'm another moaner. There's a lot of competition there. If you watch the stream back, I'm not moaning at anything. I'm stating our financial situation and how we're unable to do certain qualities, apparently, unless we actually sell. So I'm not really moaning about anything, mate. I'm just stating facts, and if you don't like the facts, oh well, ain't my fucking problem, is it? But anyway, big up to YouTube. Big up to YouTube Short Animals. Good to see you, man. Sack him tonight. Overpaying. That's how we renew, unfortunately. And yeah, not even overpaying in transfer fees or overpaying in wages. I saw our wage bill. If I can get my phone out. I did see our wage bill earlier, and it's a website I've seen called I think it's Capology. To be fair, it does seem pretty accurate. If I go on the website, if I bring it onto my computer, if I can. Smash the likes as well. Those two that are in here. But yeah, so Kai Havertz our highest paid player. Jesus is on 265. Odegaard's at 240. Gyökeres is on 200. It says here Bukayo Saka's on 195, but I think that will get risen to 300. You've got Calafiori on 120. Marino's on 130. Like we said, Madueke is on 150. The amount of players you're looking at here, Hincapié is on 65k. And to be fair, we will probably sign him anyway, because I think we have an option to buy for about 40 mil, even though we've hardly seen him play yet. It says Zinchenko's on 30 grand a week. I don't think that's true. And there's obviously some that haven't updated yet on the website, but pretty much yeah, exactly, you're right. We overpay on so many players, and you're right in saying that any player who comes to us, those are getting a pay rise. I'm pretty sure Calafiori was on 12 grand a week at Bologna. And he's on 120 now. I think Zinchenko got a massive pay rise. Skelly got a massive pay rise when he got his professional adult contract. Havertz, fair enough, he got a little bit of a pay rise, but we still overpaid for him way too much. And who else got a massive pay rise? There was someone else as well. I think it might have been Gyökeres. I think he was on about 45 grand a week at Sporting Lisbon. And then there was one more, Ayakibior as well. He was on peanuts at Spezia compared to what he was on when we were paying his wages at Arsenal. And to be fair, I think we are still paying a little bit of his wages off now that he's at Porto on loan. But yeah, look, my point is completely, we overpay for so much, and it is due to the old regime in terms of Edu being here. He played a massive part to play in that. And to be fair, with the players that we got in with Andrea Berta, the likes of Gyökeres, Eze, Zubimendi, to be fair, he's not on that much either. You do expect them to be on quite big money, but when you see players like Gabby Jesus, who's hardly kicks a ball, yeah, he's been out injured, but to be fair, he wasn't playing even when Havertz was here. Havertz on that big money, Calafiori, Marino, who else was there? I think Tommy Asu was on a fair bit of money as well when he was here. And players like that, all them players on that big money, you have to look at a mix of Arteta and Edu to blame for that. And the problem we got now is if we had to ever sell players, which number one, we are bad at selling players anyway. I think our record sale is either Oxlade-Chamberlain or Iwobi, one of them two. I can't quite remember. I might even be Smith Rowe. I think he's in that sort of category, like the 30 to 40 mil category. But apart from that, we can't sell players at all. And you're seeing the likes of Chelsea get that money for Havertz, for Mount, for you see Man United get the money for Garnacho. You see Chelsea sell so many other random players and get money for them. But yeah, it's a proper problem that we have, and it's gonna take a while to get this sorted out. But yeah, I'm gonna end it in a bit because to be fair, there isn't really much to talk about anyway, and there isn't obviously is an international break, and I've not watched any football properly because I cannot be asked because international football is dead. And I heard about the England game as well. I saw Saka's goal, proper good goal as well. I heard that game wasn't exactly great either. Yeah, we spanked Wales 3-0, but let's be real, Wales aren't that good if we're being completely honest. And yeah, these type of friendly games I don't really give a shit about. But we have got Premier League football back this weekend. I believe we've got Fulham. I think we do anyway. Liverpool got Manchester United this weekend, and look, people will say Man United will get smoked, but to be fair, one thing about that, whenever we do expect Man United to go to Anfield and get walloped, they always bring out a result, whether that's most of the time it is a draw. However, they still do bring a result out of the bag at times, and let's see who we got next. If I can actually load it up. Yeah, we got Fulham 5:30 on Saturday. We've got Forest, Chelsea, Spurs, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Man United. Who has City got? They got Everton at home. And yeah, it's an all right weekend. It's not too bad. Palace, Bournemouth, that'll be a very good game. Don't know why that game's at 3 o'clock, to be honest, but that is a game I will definitely be watching. Iriola against Glasgow, two managers who I rate very highly. I'll tell you what, one manager like Glasgow who I will take at Arsenal in a heartbeat. But I'm going to end it here. A little bit of a catch up in terms of Arsenal Football Club, but yeah, there isn't really much to talk about because there's hardly anything going on apart from a few contract renewals and stuff like that. And in terms of other clubs as well, their managerial issues as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Like, sub, and share the content around. And I'll see you a lot for the stream. I'll try to do one tomorrow if I can. If not, it will most likely be probably the preview for the weekend, which will be out on either Thursday or Friday. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled out for that. And yeah, I'll see you a lot in a bit. And before I leave, well, big up Kamano, man. Big up and big up for supporting the channel as well in the comment section, especially. And big up to everyone else in the comments as well, whether you liked me, whether you agree with my opinions, whether you're like this guy calling me a moaner. Each of their own, innit? But yeah, whatever, man. But yeah, I am out.